Okay, so it's been a hot minute. Wow. Nobody's probably going to show up anyway. I haven't been on YouTube in forever. So if anybody does show up, hey. Long time no chat, long time no see. Owie! Oh, Charlie! Hi, guys! Wow, long time no see, everybody. Tiffany! Hi, guys. Oh my goodness. It's like you guys were just like waiting. So, I was gonna do a live stream last week, but when I posted asking if anybody wanted one, nobody answered back. So I was like, all right, Chris is here too. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. Like, I honestly didn't think anybody would show up for a little while, or notice that I was even live for a little while. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. Michelle. Yeah, it's been forever, Allie. It really has been. Everybody's doing really good, like really good. So, right, always ready for a live stream. Hi, Haley. Yeah, so a lot has changed, you guys, since we've been gone. So in the past few months, a lot has changed. You have awesome news, Chris. I want to hear. But a lot has changed. As you guys know, Taylor went into the military. From the last live stream that we talked about Taylor getting ready to leave. So he's actually getting ready to graduate. And so we'll be going to that at the end of the month. And Sarah's birthday's next week. Like, not, yeah, next week. Her birthday's next week. Her birthday's next Thursday. So a lot has changed though. One of them being, and I don't know if you guys can tell, I can see the difference, but I have lost a significant amount of weight in the last couple of months. And there's a lot of things I've been doing that are different than what I was doing before. So I'm not really going to go into too much detail because every person's journey in self-care and self-change is completely different. And so for me, it was definitely different than what most people do. You have bad news? Can I cheer you up? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to share with you what's been going on, and hopefully that makes your day feel a little bit better. You're gonna be an uncle. Is your brother having a baby? Oh my goodness. See, that's always so much fun to hear news like that. I am extremely happy. Yeah, and I have lost like I said, I know, right? Like, it's not done yet. This is just from the start. Like, this is the second stage. I've got another stage still to go. And then, like, my roots are already starting to show. So he said when I got to a full inch, then we would do the next step. And so the first step, we did the same thing. We did the first step, and then we waited for my roots to grow, and then we did the next step. So my goal is to get back to a more, like, strawberry blonde. Oh, thank you, Allie. So yeah, I have since January, and I'm not even kidding you guys, since January, I am now down officially 33 pounds. And that's crazy to me because, like, what? And it's literally like all that time that I was stuck and kind of plateaued, it never occurred to me that there was a really simple answer for it. One, I kept thinking it was my medication. Heidi, how are you? Wow, Chris, that's crazy. I thought, one, it was my medication. You turn into a nacho? Oh no. So, Chelsea, hi. So for me, I, it was super simple. It was literally the simplest thing. I broke down my workouts from what I was doing, which is like I was doing P90X, which seemed to be building more muscle and like strengthening everything versus actually burning, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to bulk up. I wanted to slim down. Hi, Yosef. Hi, Jeffrey. And so that was my biggest thing is I was bulking and still keeping the weight, but I was definitely getting healthier, but I wasn't changing size-wise, and so I was getting super irritated with it. and I kept seeing no changes on the end that I wanted to see. So my biggest thing was I broke it down into small 7-minute workouts. So I'm just going to go into that. So 7-minute workouts, which are super easy to do. I can do them right before work. I can do them when I first get off work, before I jump in the shower. I'm so sorry, Haley. And then I didn't change anything about my diet, by the way. So my dietary stuff did not change. But I still have stuck with, like I told you guys before, I don't eat beef. Like, I can't eat it. It causes massive migraine. So I still stay away from that. We do, however, like we've been doing for a while now, a vegetarian dish 3 days out of the week. And then whatever I really want the rest of the time. Aw, Chris, I bet. And so that was one of the things. Like, I didn't change anything other than the way that I was working out. And so I never realized that it could be something that simple. I am now, and I know sizes and stuff like that for each person is totally different. So this is just for me. Before I got pregnant with either of my kids, I wore a size 5 jeans. So, oh, thank you. My paintings, these are gorgeous, aren't they? I love them. And then I have my, what do you call it? Oop, that one, Edward and Bella. Yeah, it's crazy. So now, before I got pregnant with the kids, I was wearing a size 5 jeans. I could squeeze into a size 3. Never really that comfortable, but I could wear a size 5. And I'm officially right now in a size 7, women's 7. However, here's the thing that I don't understand. Yeah, back when I was growing up. So here's the thing. A size 5 jeans back when I was growing up was that in between the 4 and 5, or the 4 and 6. 6s were way too big, 4s were just a little too snug. So for me, I could, like, after I gave birth, I should say, I could go into a size 6 jeans. Well, now, my size 6 jeans from pre-pregnancy, the one pair that I held on to, fit me. But when I go to the store and I buy any other pair right now, they're size 7. So I don't understand that, because a size 7, 8 jeans or whatnot is ridiculous. Because if I put them up against my sizes that I have previously, they all measure just about the same as my size 6 jeans. And I think that that's crazy. I even have a pair of size 9 jeans right now that are the same waist measurement and everything as my size 7s. So I honestly can't, you cannot go by sizes when you go to the store. But I can tell you this, when I go shopping, like this shirt right here, this is our Like a Lion shirt. This shirt, when I got this one, Sarah has her new one from them. This one I got is a medium. Since I have lost the weight, as you can see, this used to be tight on my arms. I have gone down to a size small in women's shirts. So I wear a small in shirts, and if I want to wear like size-wise for pants or whatnot, if I do like small, medium, large, like for my bathing suits and stuff, I'm in a medium. It's only just because I got a bigger booty than most girls. Yeah, waist size. So before when I had my kids and stuff like that, I had a size like 24-inch waist. Yeah, I have to get everything hemmed. But after I had my kids, my waist was at my smallest after losing everything. My waist was to a 26, and that had a lot to do with my separation gap. I have a 2-inch separation gap. So that's never gonna, that'll never change unless I surgically have that fixed. Right now my waist is at a 27. And that's crazy to me because I have not been down to a 26, 27 since I was active duty. So at this point right now, I am at my same weight that I was when I first joined the military after I had given birth to Sarah. And so that's, to me, that's crazy because I have not been that small in forever. My goal, I still have more to go. I still have Marie Grant. Oh wow, Joseph, congrats. Yeah, see, and I'm super short. Like, people don't understand like how short I am. So I'm super short. And so like when I go shopping, I have to really search for things because lengthwise, I have to take everything in and get it like hemmed up on the legs because every pair of pants I go and I buy are too long. You spoke to Sarah. Yeah, she is hiding out right now. She just finished doing her hair. I'm probably going to trim it up for her a bit later, I think. I'm not sure what she wants to do just yet. Yeah, I am super short. And then on top of the fact that I'm super short, I'm starting to... I thought about that. I really did, Allie. I have 2 photos from earlier on. But I didn't think to take photos of like this stage, like where I'm at now, from where this... Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go, Chris. I'm fun-sized. Okay, our internet just had a full-on glitch. Um, I'm sorry about that, Haley. And I'm definitely gonna be posting pictures on Instagram and stuff. I always do. But the biggest thing you can see on my face is that I actually have a jawline. I did not have a jawline before. And I haven't had a jawline in forever. So I can see all this right here. Like my poofy cheeks are gone. I don't have poofy cheeks anymore, which is crazy. Still have a sunburn. Man. But, wow, Chelsea, that's awesome, see? For me, though, I never, like, it wasn't like I went out, like, seeking to lose weight. So it was just one of those things where I was kind of, like, at a standstill. So I was just like, it is what it is. I'll just, have to accept that as hard, just keep up the hard work that I'm doing, and I should be able to sustain it. But then I started noticing changes. And it was like, whoa, what happened? Like, what was the change? And so I started looking through everything. The only change I did was changing my workout routine. And when I was doing it and how long I was doing it. So I was doing more, like I said, I was doing these, what they call 7-minute workouts, and they are 7 minutes. They're short, and they are geared toward amping up your heart rate and stuff like that. They're not, like, strengthening things. So I'm not doing strengthening exercises, which a lot of P90X is. It's a lot of strengthening. It's a lot of muscle building. And I was doing P90X for quite a long time, and realized that I was bulking, and I didn't like that. I was getting larger arms. My arms were getting more solid. And that is the one spot on me that I can't stand, is my arms. Like, if I could go in and get half of my width of my arm removed, like the girth of my arm removed, I probably would. But I have noticed a significant change. Thing is, like, my shirts are loose. Like, I have so much more space in my shirts, it's ridiculous. And it's only 30 minutes with 9 different circuits. I know, it's really crazy how fast, like, the time flies with, like, short workouts. For me, it's just insane. Because I get up in the morning, I do the workout, and then I get ready for work, and I go to work. Then I'm on my feet all day for work. And then I come home and I do another 7-minute workout, and then I jump in the shower. You have twig arms. Oh my gosh, yeah. We really are of ourselves, self-critical. For me, like, that was my biggest thing. Is like, if I took pictures of me from, like, my waist up, I always looked super large because, one, I'm big busted. That's not going to change. Those are part of my body. But my arms being thick as well made me look a lot broader than I actually am. But when people meet me in person, they're like, wow, you look so different from your pictures. Well, no, duh. I'm tiny. So, it's just crazy. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Taylor has put on a significant amount of weight because of the double rations. And he and I talked on the phone recently, and I told him, I said, see, if you'd just done your formula and the stuff you were supposed to do with all the calories like you were supposed to, you would have gained weight. And so he has. Whoops, I knocked the thing out. Okay, here we go. Everything but your butt, yeah. No, for me, I have a larger booty and I have a big bust. There's nothing I can do about that. Oh, I really hope not, Chris. I would say I pray for the best. You need nachos? Yeah, see. Sarah is still working on her diet right now because of having her wisdom teeth done. And she's finally, like, today was the first day where she got up and she's like, my jaw doesn't hurt. Um, so that was good. Like, it's still achy, but she's not, like, in pain. I know you don't want to talk about food. I know you're on a liquid diet, Allie. I'm so sorry. But Sarah's doing a lot better. So those of you that don't know, Sarah had 3 wisdom teeth pulled. One of her wisdom teeth, which was on her right side upper jaw, was impacted up into the jawbone. So it was in the bone, like it was like sat up in there. And then she had the other upper one removed, and then her lower right. Now, they started with that upper one because he thought that would be a simpler one to get out. We also learned Sarah's like me, and like the Novocaine stuff that they use to numb your mouth and everything does not last very long on Sarah. It burns off very fast. He loaded her up with 5 syringes full, and before he even finished getting the first tooth out, she needed more. Hi, baby. And so, yeah, no, they didn't. The bottom one, her bottom left one, is perfectly healthy. It's sat in perfectly. It is in perfect condition, no infection or anything. So the insurance decided it didn't need to be messed with. Her bottom one on this side was like tilted funny. It came in looking like it was straight, but when you saw where the roots were, they weren't where they were supposed to be. That tooth came out, like 2 seconds? Like, literally, all he did was push on it and then pulled it out. Like, literally, it was that fast. Her upper left one, they were able to pull down on it because it had come in, like, sideways. So they were able to just pull down on it a little bit. It took them about less than a minute. Pull down on it, wiggle it, and then grabbed it. But this side over here, they had to, like, put a drill in it, get the thing caught into it to be able to kind of wiggle it down and pull it. It took 23 minutes to get her upper one out. Oh. There's my baby. Yeah, it's definitely like a rite of passage surgery. You're not joking there. Yeah, she didn't even get that. All they did was did Novocaine on her. She didn't get anything nice, like, at all. She did faint or pass out or black out or whatever you want to call it twice during the procedure. But yeah, so she kind of kept coming in and out, but like actually went out of it. The only reason why I know she was out of it is because the doctor like stopped to check on her because her whole body went limp. And so he was like, Sarah, honey, Sarah, are you okay? Come on, Sarah, and talk to her. And then she was like, she'd go, and then he'd keep going. Yeah, so I had mine done when I was in the military. I had my wisdom teeth pulled, so. Yeah, so they're definitely not fun. They gave her some stronger meds to take, and she's only done them, 3 times now? You've only taken them 3 times? The yucky stuff that makes your tummy hurt? Yeah. So she's done really good. Yeah, she just did her hair. I'll see what she wants, if she wants me to trim up the sides and stuff later. Or do you want to leave it like it is right now? You like it right now? Okay.
I'm letting it grow.
You gonna let it grow? Okay. Haley said, hi, Sarah. Yeah, so she's definitely doing better, and I'm glad she is, because I know that it was a really rough week. What did you say, day 4 was your worst, huh? Not day 3. Day 3, she's...
Day 2 and day 3.
Day 2 and day 3, or day 2 and day 4? Because I remember you said...
Day 4.
Yeah, day 4, she was...
Yesterday was horrible.
Really hurting.
I'm still getting sick.
Yeah, that top one, though, I could not believe. And the doctor even said, he's like, 1, she's an epileptic. 2, she's under 18, and they didn't approve for her to have any sort of anesthetic other than a local. And he was just like, what the heck were they thinking? But he was super amazing with her. He got her giggling and whatnot because he pushed the button to lay the chair back without warning twice. Yeah, see, Sarah was worse on day 4. Day 3, she was like, it felt like it was starting to get better. And then day 4, she woke up and she was like, her jaw was stiff. She was like, she couldn't even open her mouth to try to eat something. She was just, and she was upset. So it was not not a fun bit. So this is like day 6. So actually today's day 7. So that's got G Fuel in it. So it's gonna be super strong tasting.
Why you gotta yell at me?
I know. What's up, Sarah Grantle?
I read what you said the first time. Nothing's going on.
Woo.
I'm a boring person.
You are not, but anyway.
You're not me, so how do you know?
Because I'm the one that spends the most time with you. You're definitely not boring. Unlike last night, someone who kept snort laughing.
Shh. Shall not talk about that.
Yeah. So,
Is it summer yet? It's getting there.
yeah, Sarah did really good because we went out and we bought like mashed potatoes, stuff like that. Really soft foods so that she could have those after the next day. Like the first 24 hours, they suggest only cold foods. Like ice creams and what else did he list on there? Ice cream, popsicles, a couple other things for cold. Oh, yogurt, stuff like that. But okay, I see you in a minute. They can't see you from there anyway.
I'm not kidding.
You're like, I'm not getting up.
Oop.
There's a table there, Sarah.
It's on the table.
Oh. Oh, you hit the ran into the baby gate. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So normally I'd be off Wednesday, Thursdays, but my the manager, the big manager, the GM, she is, because I'm the assistant manager, but the GM is going to go get her daughter from college for the summer. So because school's letting out, so she's picking her up on Wednesday and Thursday. And so I'm covering her days Wednesday, Thursday. So she ended up working my 2 days that I usually work, and that way she could take her 2 days that I'm usually off. She's using those 2 days to take off. And they were in the meeting together, so they reconnected. Aw, that's awesome, Jeffrey. I'm gonna laugh if that's the guy picking up the trash. Because the big bulk lady, I called them again to pick up our freaking the big trash stuff that we're dumping. For over a month now, we've called them. So she said, let me get on the phone with the local guy there and find out why they keep missing it, or maybe their truck's too full by the time they come by there, or whatnot. Oh, all the fur babies are doing really well. The set of kittens that we brought in, we thought they might, they went through 2 rounds of antibiotics, but they're still having eye issues. So we're thinking it's not an infection, that it's another issue, because none of the other kittens have caught anything. All the kittens are doing really good, and 2 of them we're pretty certain are blind. But the crazy part is when, I don't know, I think with Minnie, I don't think Minnie can see at all. I think what she's doing is she's so attuned to her hearing that when you wiggle anything or make anything move, she tracks it. And she chases it, and she runs around like any other kitten. She'll stop and cock her head to one side to listen. But you can see that their eyes are... So we got them through a friend of ours that their neighbors found Callie outside, and she had given birth in, I guess you'd say it was a really bad environment. Like it was, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a garage, where there's a lot of oil and debris and stuff like that. She gave birth to them on a spot that had motor oil and stuff on the floor. And so they were born into a really nasty environment. So it did not fare well with the kittens. Yeah, and they get around just fine. Like, I'm not even kidding. They don't run into anything. We have a lot of furniture, and they don't run into anything. Like, the 2 of them that we know definitely cannot see, they get around like it's nobody's business. It's super, it's impressive. But then again, they've never known anything different. So, because kittens are born without sight or hearing, but these little ones, once their hearing came in, they get around like little champions. They know where the litter box is. They know where the food bowls are. They know where the water is. Like, they get around just fine without any problems. They play with the little ball toys and everything. And it's like, you would never know that they were blind unless you picked them up and looked at them or see their face, because when you see their face, you can tell with their eyes that they're blind. Is that Mocus? Where'd she just go? She was literally right there. Spaz. Moki, what are you doing? Come on. Come on, chunky kitty. Moke, Moke. Come here, Moki. Meow. She's yelling at Sarah. Come on. There she is. There's that fat girl. Hi, chunky monkey.
Or you can stick your eyeball.
She's like, just love me. Crazy Mocus. Yeah, Moki is a pretty girl. Moke, Moke. Hi, baby.
Like, shut up, you just move.
I know, she's like, leave me alone, I'm getting loving. And then she'll get mad at you because you hold her down. Hi, Stephanie.
No, I want
Aww. Mocus.
the love.
Oh, let her go. Sarah, she hates that.
She, like, popped.
She like popped out. Yeah, I hear you there.
She used to be skinny.
Yeah, she is so chubby. Like, it's not even funny. They both got fixed. Like, even Bella. Bella's a thick one, too.
Human.
We ended up having to buy them different food because they were definitely putting weight on. So, yeah. And now they're not happy with me because we don't let them just have free reign of food. And so they're like, they'll come in and like be all lovey. And they're only like that because they want another bowl of food. Yeah. Bye, Grant. We'll see you later. Yeah, they do. They get like super chunky. Mocus got chunky all in the front, like all in her upper body. Bella is just chubby all over. Sarah got her wisdom teeth pulled 7 days ago, because Wednesday will be exactly 1 week. So tomorrow will be exactly 1 week that she had her wisdom teeth pulled. So it's been a week. I can say that her swelling is completely gone on that side now. It was so poofy by day 4, and now it's like it's all cut in again. Like, she's not all huge. Yeah, as long as they can, take care of themselves. I look at it that way. Yeah, as long as they're, and she's definitely not that big. She's definitely on the chubbier side. Like, it's so crazy because she used to look like such a thin, prissy female cat, and now she's, I know what you meant, Allie, but yeah, so she is definitely still capable of cleaning herself. Yeah, no, not kick her own butt. But yeah, so they both are capable of taking care of their bodies, thank goodness. And so that's why I changed up their diet to make sure that we didn't let them get too far
I don't
over.
think I've ever seen anything.
We
It's
didn't even-
probably literally the sweetest one out of all the kids.
Yeah, I'm not going to be putting any of them on camera. I already
She
said that.
loves to be held.
But Minnie got her name because out of all the litter, like out of the 2 litters together, the kittens that are 6 weeks old now, and the other ones are 5 weeks old, they all pretty much look the same size, except for Minnie. Minnie is the tiniest little thing, hence the name Minnie. She's super, super little. Cat Lightning is so thin. It really is, yeah. And that depends on their diet too, Chris. So you have to really check like what they're eating and make sure they don't have like some form of worms or something that could be keeping her skinny. You have to go, Stephanie. Okay, have a good day though. Yeah, we haven't done a live stream in forever. I was sitting here looking at the desk earlier and I saw my camera. And I was like, man, I haven't picked up that camera in about 3 months. 2-3 months. It's been since, like, we did our last video that I posted was footage that I had for a while, and I posted that footage back in March before Taylor went into the military. And the last video we did, we talked about the fact that Taylor was going to be going in. Ooh, Annie's cheddar shells. Sounds good. Yeah. So just be super careful, Allie. I know that you're you're struggling. And I still have been trying to come up with some really good, like, unique stable names for your horse. One, he's gorgeous. So, my weekend, which was yesterday and today, has been great, Michelle. Yeah, I know, you're so hungry. I can't even imagine. Like, I would be starving at this point because my mouth would be too sore to eat. You think you have it pinned down? Oh, you're going to have to tell me. I was thinking something like Swift. He is gorgeous. And I don't know why that name just kept coming back, Swift. But he's beautiful. Like, he's absolutely stunning. And seeing you with him, like, seeing that picture you sent with you riding him, like, beautiful. Oh, I will, Chris. The next time I get to talk to him. I actually got a letter from him last night. Today is what? Today's Tuesday, huh? Oh, that's why. It's Tuesday. We're supposed to put the trash out. But it's not, ours doesn't have anything in it. It's got like 2 items in it, so there's no point in dragging it out there. I was hoping that the big boat guy would come do it. Yeah, so she's done with like the local district. So we're actually we put a couple things on hold for this month specifically because we have so much going on this month, it's ridiculous. Not this month, but you'll... Not this year. Yeah, why not next month? June. We got all of June. Why? Yes, you can. So, she'll get it done. So, because Sarah's birthday's next week, and then we have like that little in-between break where we're going to be putting stuff together, and then we have to drive to Missouri. So we're going to Missouri with my aunt and possibly my uncle. I don't know if my uncle's going to be coming, but it'll be Sarah, myself, and my aunt, and possibly my uncle will be driving out for Taylor's graduation. We're actually going to just drive it in one day. Between the 3 of us, it's 19 hours drive. So between the 3 of us, we'll take turns driving just to get there. And then the same thing on the way back. Because my aunt and I both work. I'm an assistant manager. She's the manager of where she works. And so she's like the head bakery manager. And then I'm the manager the assistant manager of where I work. So we have to get back. And so we're driving out all in one day, and then the morning after the graduation, we're driving back. Yeah. So I wouldn't have you driving on the 40. No, on the interstate, there's no way. Not yet. That would not be the smartest thing to do within the next week.
Your child didn't.
No, Taylor has not driven on the 40.
Your other child has driven on the highway.
No, not on I-40 he hasn't. He's driven on 95, not I-40.
It is still... Mom,
honey,
more accidents happen on 95 than they do on the 40.
But you have to remember, on the 40, it's covered in big rigs. Driving with them rigs is terrifying, 1. And 2, you really have to know how to travel with rigs to know how to drive with them. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why we said there's going to be it's either going to just be my aunt and I going back and forth driving, or it'll be my aunt, myself, and my uncle. We're hoping my uncle's coming, because I know this is something he wants to be present for, is Taylor's graduation. But yeah, 19 hours, like, put it this way. I work 14-hour shifts, so a 19-hour drive is just an extra 5 hours. No, we're not taking the RV. She's not ready yet for that kind of distance. And that would take us way longer, taking the RV. We're taking my aunt's car, which is a smaller vehicle. We actually had set up to rent a car, and so we were just going to do a rental. And so we still have that right now, like, booked, just in case anything comes up and we need it. So we're not canceling that reservation until the absolute last minute. So as of right now, my aunt is clear to go, but things could change. We don't know yet. And so we have a rental car booked, and we're able to cancel 3 days prior. So we should know solid by 3 days prior whether or not we're going to need the rental car. But yeah, so with the 2 of us driving, splitting the shift of driving, we'll be perfectly fine. Both of us work pretty long hours normally anyway. And so with the fact that I work 14-hour shifts 2 days out of the week, and she works usually between 11 and 12-hour shifts, it won't be much different. Yeah, and my biggest thing right now is my time getting out there. So I've already started some of the changes. And now that there's a couple other things that we were trying to finish first before I really went and dove straight into the RV. So starting in June, the biggest thing in June is going to be Sarah completing her schooling. So we want to get that wiped out in June. And then after that, it'll be full on RV project. So I've taken time right now to go out and do a lot of primer. So I've done primer inside of her. We're trying to get like stuff in like house-wise done too. So we're gonna get like all the stuff in the garage emptied out. We're minimizing everything and get all those things done and out of there so that we can take all the bits and pieces and parts of the RV that need to be pulled out so that we can do all the renovations inside. Because we're trying to make sure we fix the floors, so we get the floors done. So we have to get like all the internal bits and stuff out of the RV. I need to get the new water holding tank in there. We need to replace the gas line for the propane tank has to be replaced, so we're doing that. I've got the carburetor already here now, so now we have to get that installed. So all those things have to be done. And one of the biggest purchases, which we right now do not have, and that's going to take a little bit of time, is a generator. So that right there is the biggest purchase that I need to make for the RV. The generator that is in her is a working generator. However, it is very, very old. It's one of those old generators that has a carburetor on it. So you can imagine just how loud it is. It is very loud. It's so loud that it is no longer allowed to be used in any national park or any RV parks. So if I was to go, say, to an RV campground and needed the generator to run, say, the AC or something, I would not be allowed to with that generator because it breaks all sound ordinances. Now, back in the old day, they didn't have that. You didn't have to worry about that. But nowadays, there's ordinances and sound rules and stuff like that because it can be disruptive to nature. And so we cannot have that one. So I have to take it out. Yeah, I am loving, like, there's a lot behind my RV and why I chose my RV and what this project means to me. It's definitely a self-healing process. T38, nice name. So for me, it's like a self-healing, self-recovery project that is allowing me to put a lot of time and energy into it, and I'm getting so much more back. And it's like every little change that I make in there is like a piece of healing for me. And so for me, anyway, like there's several people that I know, several family members that were just like, this is such a waste of time. I don't know why you wasted your money, but they don't see the bigger picture and the things that I have planned. So this is going to be a huge thing for me because when it's all said and done and it's finished, I get to take this RV and I get to go places. And I don't have to renting a room. I can rent a RV spot, or I can boondock if I want to. All those things are going to be things that I'll get to do specifically because this project was something I put my heart and soul into. And so starting in July, I'm going to get the camera all set up, take it out there with me, and start, filming the process. And I can't wait. Like, I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. I've been awake since 1 a.m. Jesus, what are you doing up still? So, oh, by the way, I am drinking iced tea mixed with peach G Fuel. So that's why it's all funny colored. I needed a pick-me-up. Yeah, it's definitely not about them. Like, I wrote something about that on Facebook because I got so upset by someone's rude comment about it, and I was just like, why would you say something like that? Like, what exactly did you benefit from being mean about something that I'm working on? They made the comment too, well, that's a waste of time and money. And I was just like, it's not even about that. One, I got a huge steal of a deal on it because I only paid $1,500 for the RV. And secondly, I now have title in hand. Like, my title is sitting right up here. My car title and my RV title are right here. So speaking of which, I need to go down on 22nd and go get my title switched over to my name. But yeah, so I have the title in hand. I have my title to my car in hand. So I own my car and I own my RV. They're mine. Like, mine. Nobody else's. They belong to me until I decide to get rid of them. Right, and I paid for it. It took me 4.5 months to pay it off. So it is mine. Absolutely. So I love it. Yeah. And I'm already in love with how much I've already done in there. Like, we have the upper bunk. However, because I do have a bad knee and whatnot, I've repeatedly tried different ways to set it up so that I could get up and down on that area, and it has proven very difficult. So I have made the solid decision that from now on, the bed will be where the dining set was. So is past tense because it is officially no longer a dining set. And then what I'm doing is I ordered the parts to do the chairs for the cab, so where you drive. I ordered the parts so that we'll have the proper locking yet swiveling chairs, and then there'll be a table that mounts in between once you're stationary. So you can come over there, you can sit down, you can enjoy food or whatever right there in those two chairs. So that'll be the dining area, is where the cab is. So that'll be perfectly fine. And then the other area, which is like a bench, will be like a couch, but also can be another bed. And then the upper area is going to be converted into either storage or a spot where we can have several things going on. But yeah, because I really thought about getting rid of the little couch area, because of course I'm going to have the dogs in there. And I want to make sure that there's an area for the dogs to move about. But I've already gone out there with Tonks. Godric refuses to go into the RV. Like, if I try to take him in there, he flips out. But Tonks loves it. He's already found cozy spots that he likes. He gets up on the bed and lays down. So, thank you, Chris. Yeah. And that's the thing is, for me, it's not even about having motivation to fix it. There's a deeper meaning for it. That's why. And that's why I looked so hard and for so long for this specific model. And I remember, if you guys look back at some of our other videos where we went RV hunting, and we were always looking at the older RVs, and I would say something like, but this doesn't have this. And it would be like a certain thing that I was looking for in the RV. A certain model that I was looking for, and I would ask each time I went, do you guys know anywhere where I can look for a 77 Itasca? And so I would ask first and foremost that I was looking for an Itasca. Now, Itascas come in GMC form, but they also come in, I think, Chevy, and there's another one. But GMC is the one you want, because that is where, like, the original Itasca engine is with GMC. But I knew that the one I wanted was a 1977 Itasca. One, because the bathroom is at the very back of the motorhome, and it's a full-size bathroom. That's why I wanted that one. One reason, because it's the model that when I was in foster care, was the one that my foster family had, and that has such huge rooted good memories with it. Two, because it had the full-size bathtub, and with having dogs and wanting to travel, you need somewhere that you can wash them, and it has a full-size tub in it, and that's what I wanted. Yeah, and so every time we went hunting for RVs, the one thing I looked at was always Class C's, and I was hoping to find one that had the exact same layout as the 77 Itasca, but maybe a newer model. So I looked and looked and looked, and none of them that I came across had that same setup. And so that was a hard thing for me, was kept coming into the same problem. But I knew my friend Bob down the road. I knew that he had one. And I had talked to him so many times about whether or not he was willing to sell his, and he just wasn't. And one day we happened to be walking the dogs down to the dog park, and he stopped me and he said, "Hey, I got a question for you." And I was like, "What's up, Bob?" And he said, "Are you really still interested in my RV?" And my heart literally like leapt out of my chest. And I was like, "You're not playing with me, right?" And he goes, "No, no, no. Are you really serious about buying my RV?" And I said, "Yes, I am. I have been asking you for forever." And so we made a deal, and I was like, "Okay." Yeah, see, in 77. In 77, I wasn't born yet. My sister was. But I was born in 79. So it's 2 years older than I am. What do you call a zombie that doesn't sleep? I don't know. A full-size tub. Yeah, that's what I like about. Like, even for me, I could sit inside of it and have a nice hot bath and relax if I wanted to. I would only do that, of course, if we were parked somewhere that actually where I could hook up to water versus trying to use the water tank, because the whole water tank would fit in there, the holding tank. So I wouldn't do that. But yeah, if I was parked somewhere where I was hooked up, you better bet your bottom I'd be in there soaking in a nice hot tub. And in zombie, oh my god, in Zombiac, that's hilarious. Aw. Is it Juliana? That's a nice, actually I like that name, that's really pretty. Okay, so the first place we are going, and that is official, the very first official place we're going, and everybody can know this now, it's gonna be Big Bear. And there's a reason behind that, and I've told you guys that that's what we did with my foster mom, and my foster parents, was every summer, they would get together, because we were with them for 2 summers. So for each of those summers, like I always say every summer, but those 2 summers, we drove up to Big Bear. We made several more trips, but those summer ones are the ones that are ingrained in my memory. We would drive up to Big Bear. And so we did one winter trip up there, and it was gorgeous going up into Big Bear with the snow and everything. My sister and I would lay up in that bed above the cab, and we would just lay there watching the roadway as we drove up Big Bear. And you got the windows all along the cab up there in that bunk, and you could just see the trees and everything driving up there. And so, hi Misty! And so it was like, it's one of those things where I'm like, the first trip we're making is to Big Bear, and we are going to go up there, and we're going to have ourselves a nice time. We're going to relax, we're going to hike, we're going to take several hiking trails. And the cool part is, I do remember several of the trails from when I was younger, and I know right where the cabin is. So I know just about that same area where we used to do the trails. So I'm hoping that those trails are still marked. I think they should be marked at this point, because they were pretty well-traveled paths back when I was growing up. I remember that we would go, it wouldn't be just us with the foster family, but it would be multiple families, multiple sets of people would travel those same trails. So I'm pretty sure they're now marked on, like they have like, you know, the trail maps or whatnot. So I would like to go on several of those hikes up there. So that's going to be like our very first trip, is going to be to Big Bear. And then after Big Bear, then my next trip after that is going to be to Washington. Because as I've said before, one of my favorite things, as you guys can still see, is this. I would love to go and do the Twilight Tour in Forks, Washington, and in that area. So I want to go up there and check that all out. So yeah, so coming out to Washington and Oregon, I had time when I was little where I was out in Oregon and stuff like that, but I haven't been out that way since I was little. Like, I don't even remember ever being out there, but apparently I had been. And then I have family that lives out in Rainier, Washington. So I may go stop into Rainier. Oh, that was cold. My glass sweated onto my thigh. Babysitting 7 kids. Good gosh. Good luck to you, Misty. No, I don't play Fortnite. I don't really play any of the Battle Royale games. My computer just isn't up for playing, like, it's just not strong enough to play, like, PUBG. Now, I like PUBG. I can play PUBG off, like, if I'm off the computer, like if I'm not running anything else. So as long as like the TV and the Rokus are off and everything else, I can play PUBG. But I can't stream it or anything. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. So, yeah. So it's not that I don't like Fortnite. I just don't play Fortnite. So I guess you'd say I like watching other people play it. I've actually gotten a good giggle and stuff out of watching other people play the game, but I've never played it myself. But yeah, so there's that. See, I've been all over California. I grew up in California. I was born in California. So, yeah, PUBG is definitely better than Fortnite. I think for me, the building aspect in Fortnite throws me. Like, it really throws me off. There's no way if I was in the middle of a battle, like when I'm in PUBG, would I even think remotely to have to try to build something to protect myself. There's no way. But my game, as all of you know, and I've said it a million times, is Skyrim. Like, hands down, Skyrim. I ended up buying myself a Switch so that I could play Skyrim on the Switch and take it with me when I went places. I even got Mario Odyssey, which, by the way, I got sucked into the other day. And Sarah now has me sucked into Minecraft because she had to go and tell me that there is a Skyrim server. And now I'm sucked into that. I've been having way too much fun. Yes, I do, Allie. So I don't spoil anything for people who haven't watched it. But yes, I do watch Game of Thrones. And holy cow. There's some moments that make me really upset with Game of Thrones. But then there's other parts where I'm just like, this is going to be amazing. So yeah, no spoilers ever. So yeah, I never spoil stuff on social media or anything for people because like Sarah has watched it with me now, the new season and stuff. She started watching the beginning of the seasons because she had never seen it before, and we've already finished season 3. But she was just like, Mom, she's like, I'm not as invested in all of it, so let's just watch it from right now, like we're, with the new season. So I waited to start the new season. So we ended up watching the first 2 episodes back to back of the new season. And then have seen now, episodes 3 and 4 as well. The Starbucks cup, like, what? I didn't even catch it the first time I watched it. I caught it the second time. Because I was like, wait, that's not... And I thought, no. And then I watched it again, and yes, there's a Starbucks cup in the scene. Whoops. Oh, a new brother. That's awesome. Yeah, little bitty chunkies. My cousin's little baby girl, they're almost 5 months old, not 6 months old? 6, 7 months old? Anyway, no, she's older than that. But, anyway, she's a character. She has, like, a really goofy personality, and she's just a baby. She's not crawling yet or anything. She does not like tummy time. But she knows how to, like, she can be laying flat on her back, and she can sit herself up into a sitting position from on her back. Like, she uses her muscles and her abs and pulls herself straight up into a sitting position from being flat on her back. So, strong little turd. Yeah, I know, right? Like, there's no way is that a accidental continuity error. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But, because there's a lot going on in those, but they don't take that many years of being super, super strict with how they do their scenes and whatnot to accidentally slip up and leave a cup sitting in a scene. So I think that you're probably right. It's probably something they did on purpose. So, yeah. Which I think is actually super funny. But yeah. The Starbucks cup. And I thought at first, the very first time I heard about it, and I went back and watched the episode thinking somebody had to have just edited that. When I went back and watched the episode and saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's so not edited. It's actually there. But yeah, at first, when I first saw it, I thought somebody had edited it in. I thought, oh yeah, somebody's just messing and made like, trying to make a meme or whatever. But no, it's in the episode. So if you all haven't watched Game of Thrones and don't know what Allie and I are talking about, you gotta go watch Game of Thrones. You probably, if you want to really be invested in the stories, go start with season 1 and watch all the way to the new season. There's 7 beautiful seasons prior to season 8. But in season 8, in the newest episode, episode 4, there is a Starbucks cup on the table. One of the biggest scenes in the show. So, yeah, there's that. My hair, by the way, is getting super long. It's not wrong per se, but boy, are you missing out. See, I read the books prior to this show's coming out, and the funny part about that is there's a certain person that makes it through and is now in the new seasons that was never supposed to be past season 3. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a certain person who is now in season 8 who wasn't even supposed to survive past season 3. In the books, did not survive past what is considered season 3 in the show. So it's crazy that this person is now in season 8. If you haven't read the books or haven't seen the show, then I'm not going to give anything away. But the books are super good. You really have to have you have to be able to, when you're reading the books, I should say, because it does move perspective a lot. And it moves around a lot because you're moving from, from kingdom to kingdom. There's several kingdoms. And so you move through them a lot in the book. So you have to really have a good, solid memory, to know when they're referencing back to something from the previous chapter or from the previous scene in the book form. The series-wise, you can keep up a little bit better because you're visually seeing it happen. But you have to have a really good visualization ability when you're reading a book. Like for me, when I read a book, I can see it play out. Like my mind can visualize what it would look like if it went onto a screen. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I think that's the reason why I get so locked into books when I start reading them, is that I visually can start seeing everything playing out as the story unfolds in front of me. And so I can get a very good visual effect, which is crazy because like when I read Twilight, there's so much visual effect that I was able to see, that when they churned it into the movies, I was very curious to watch because I wanted to see if there was anything that I visually could see that they did a similarity to. Like when they talk about being in the vehicle, when her and Edward are having a conversation, and the rain starts to pour, I could visually see sitting in a car, in a small gray car, silver car, darkened paneled dashboard, talking with that person, having a conversation with the deluge of water pouring down and not being able to really see or make out the environment around you other than, just kind of some shapes and whatnot that were kind of reflecting and moving within the visual of the water. Juliana, Taylor is in the military. Taylor left and went into the military. He graduates from boot camp the end of this month. So he is actually in Missouri, which is where we're going to be going at the end of the month to go watch his graduation from the Army boot camp. So yes, he will be all on his own. He'll be actually living in the dorms wherever he gets stationed. So he is officially active duty. So yeah, but but with like Game of Thrones, when you read the books, if you can visualize and have a good visual ability, when you can read words and you can see it, that helps a lot. So like when I read Game of Thrones way before they started making the series. I didn't think they would ever actually make it into a series, because it is It's gruesome. And I'm glad that HBO was the ones that picked it up and did the series. Because had anybody else tried to do it, it would never have come across as amazing as it has. Because it is gruesome. Let me be flat out with you. It is very detailed. There is some very gruesome scenes, even in the series. They show it. There's a lot of sexuality. There's a lot of nudity in the series, and also in the books. There's a lot of descriptive detail. So if that's not your cup of tea, you probably shouldn't read it. But you have to really have a stomach too. Sorry, I have to stir that. It's G Fuel, so it settles. But yeah, so it's crazy. But yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Like, seriously, go watch it. You will not regret watching it, unless you're super squeamish, and you don't. And please be, at least for me anyway, I would say be at least 16 or over to watch it. There's a lot of stuff in there, and younger than 16, I think, would be like, there'd be a lot of questions. But then again, there's a lot of kids nowadays that are younger than like 13 and 14-year-olds that would watch that and be totally thrilled by it. But as a parent, I wouldn't let my kid watch it till 16. Okay, that cup is super cold when it drips down on me. But it's hot outside. Like, what is today's temp? Oh, I hit the wrong button. It's 90 already. No, thank you. Well, it's okay. Last week we had 103 weather. So, you know, welcome to Bullhead City. Yes, Juliana, he is. Juliana, he's in the military. So, a very, very proud mom right here. This one right here. It's supposed to be summer there, and all it's done is rain. Yeah, I hear you there. No, it's hot here. It is very hot here. How's she doing? Have they made a decision yet? She's finally on CPAP. Yay! Oh, I cannot wait. She seems to be doing so good. My little niece. Yeah, my little niece. She's like my great niece. So it's my niece's baby. Wow. Can't believe they're already over a year old. Oh no, poor pupper. Gosh, that looks just like my aunt's dog Carmine, just super skinny compared to him. No, I didn't. So I think I went and checked out their page after you had first said it, but I haven't done that. So no, I haven't. I try to avoid, like, now I hardly ever watch any YouTube videos anymore. I think the one person I do watch is Charles Trippy, of course, the CTFXC. And I have been watching Meg and Will, which it used to just be Meg Says, but I've been watching them. Oh, I thought you had brought up someone like that before, but okay. Wow. Yeah, that's sad. Anytime someone gets, she wasn't really very sick. Yeah, see, that's the same thing that happened, like, with, the Braytales, with their son. They had no idea that he had a certain condition. He took a nap and never woke up again. And he was 13 years old. So, yeah, I used to watch the Braytales, and then that happened, and it just, like, that hit a chord with me. Especially because my kids were right around that same age, and it just terrified me. So yeah, that's crazy. So I can't do that. It's like, whoa, it drives me crazy. Yeah, a bit different. She had chronic illness, but like, yeah. So, like, that's just, it's crazy. Caleb was completely crazy, but was chronically ill. Yeah. Caleb's death was super, like, that was that one right there, I think, really hit me hard. And another one that I used to watch, and I cannot remember what it's called now, but her little boy had cancer. And I watched them from the time that he was first diagnosed until his passing. And it was like that wrecked me when he died. Yeah, exactly. Now, the people that I do watch that have chronic illness is the Fry Life. So I do watch Mary and Peter. But yeah, that's hard. Yeah, and that's crazy though that she passed even having something like that. Like, what? Yeah, that's scary. What is all of this stuff? And where is that? Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's probably where I heard from it. That's probably where I heard the name, not from you, but from Mary. I was like, I know I've heard the name of chronically um, Jackie. So yeah, I was like, I know that name, and I went and checked out the channel. But yeah, so it was from Mary and Peter. So that's where I heard the name from. Yeah. Isn't that crazy though? Like to have somebody who seems perfectly healthy, never even a real like nasty cold or anything. Yeah. Ooh, that was a good burp. That was like guttural. What the heck? So Sarah's inner demon trying to come out. So, oh, but yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I see some people that have illnesses, and the doctors make like all these crazy recommendations or this medication, that medication, and I'm like, is it really doing better for your body to keep packing all this? You're craving white cake, but pack all this medication on board and all these drugs on board where your liver and stuff has to work even harder to process it, or is there better options out there? Because I always wondered about that because there was a bunch of stuff that they tried to give Taylor when he was littler, and it seemed to make him feel worse instead of better. So we had made the decision a while back to take him off of a lot of the things they had him on. And it wasn't just my decision, but it was also like his primary care provider's decision, in conjunction with, of course, having the specialist. We made the decision to take a lot of that stuff away, and see where things went. We wanted to go the most absolute simplest of routes, to allow his body, things. So the one thing we did was, of course, he went on Creon, which, by the way, the military has him on. So they have him on Creon. He is required to take it prior to every meal and every snack. So now he carries a bottle of it with him at all times, which has been the biggest difference. Taylor is up past 140 pounds right now, you guys. Hello. But we made the decision that the feeding port would be a number one key thing. He needed the extra calories Taylor did not want to eat. So the feeding port and the Creon were the two biggest things that the doctors wanted him on. Like, absolutely. And so we did that. We took him off of all these other enzyme type things that they were introducing to his body, which were forcing his body to have to process. What? Okay, we will after we're done. Yeah, hallelujah. Getting Taylor past 120 pounds just so that he could pass to go into the military was a feat in itself because he hates doing the formula. Like, hates it. Well, now they have him on what they call double rations, but Taylor has to carry around these funny little weird protein type bars with him, and he has to eat those whenever they call on him to eat one. So he's definitely put the weight on. So I cannot wait to see him at the end of the month when I get to finally see him and hug him. Like, that's my biggest thing. I cannot wait to put my arms around him and hug him. That is where I'm going to get to, one, see the difference, but also feel that difference. Like, I know my baby, and I cannot wait to give him the biggest hug in the world and I am like beyond proud of him. So I can't even say anymore that. Whoa, Sarah banged up against the desk. Yeah, she's ready to get out of the house and do something. Wow, I'm so sorry, Charlie. That's a lot to go through. But yeah, so that was the thing is we made a decision as a family with our immediate dog. You can hear me right now. There it goes. Um, I don't things where I was ready to pull my dang hair out. I'm not even kidding. And then all this medication they kept wanting to put her on, and all this stuff like that. And even her doctor, her primary care doctor, was like, "Why are they giving her that? We don't even know what form of epilepsy she has. So why are they giving her that? Like, this type of medication would be for people that were light sensitive, and this one was for people that had, whatever trigger or whatever." And every single time we kept trying to say, we can clearly see what her triggers are: high stress levels, which would have made sense to have her on something like a Valium or whatnot to calm her. And clearly we could see the connection when she was menstruating was when she was having her seizures. And then when she wasn't having any. She wasn't being triggered by anything specific when she was not menstruating. So we knew that there had to be a connection. And so her doctor, her primary care doctor was like, we're stopping everything right now. All this is stopping. And then this is what we're going to introduce. But we're going to stop everything right now, and we're going to give her a few weeks to just let her system clean out. And when he did that, and we started the one medication, that's when we saw the biggest change for her. And now she's been over a year seizure free. And that was when her PM put his foot down and was like, she's young. She should not be being put through all this medication. There's no reason why these doctors should be giving her all of this. And that was one reason why Sarah put on so much weight, was all these different medications in conjunction did that to her. Since she has been off of it, she is slowly, very slowly starting to see changes with the weight. But it's not at a progression that we like. But it could also be because the medication may have wrecked her metabolism. Her body worked so hard on processing that junk that it's a matter of jump starting her metabolism again. So that's kind of what we're working on now, is small introductions more often throughout the day, trying to get her body to pick up and start burning. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, medication really messes with you. Like, you have to really watch what type of medications they're giving you. Look at it, do some research. Don't just take your doctor at their word that, oh, they're giving me this because it's healthy. A lot of times pharmaceutical companies will be they're going to pay people a good amount of money to promote said new medication. So do your research. Look into it, because it may not always be the healthiest option for your body. And really weigh your pros and cons of said medication, because you could be taking something that could make you even more sick. If you notice even the slightest discomfort with a certain medication that is making you really not comfortable or happy, say something. Say something and get off of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, Charlie. That's a lot for any person to deal with. So I really hope that you're able to find some relief, and that there's something they can do to help you get the relief that you definitely need. But yeah. So like I said, you guys, I've missed you guys. The funny part is, look, I'm kidding. Right here on my desk is this beautiful, beautiful creature. This, I always say, is you guys. When you guys have been sitting here on my desk, and I keep looking up and I keep seeing it, and I'm like, my days have been so busy. I work 50 hours a week, and I just, you know, I keep seeing it, and I'm like, when am I going to have the time to pick that up? Because on my days off, like my first day off of the week, I'm not even kidding you guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I veg out. I curl up with a good cozy blanket, either right here on my bed, because I have my TV mounted up on the wall up here, and I veg out, completely veg out. Or I curl up on the couch and veg out and watch. Just, I find a series and I binge watch for the day. I just let my body completely let go of everything else around me, and I just literally binge watch and just relax for the day. My second day, I usually find things that I need to get done. So like laundry will get done, the yard will get cleaned up, the house will get kind of put together, because all week long I'm so busy. Like I don't even get, put it this way, 3 nights out of the week, or 3 days of my work week, I don't even get home till 11 o'clock at night, and then I cook dinner. And 2 nights out of the work week, I am, like, I get home earlier in the day. I get home usually between like 5, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired. I want to just relax. So, yeah, it's a bit much. It's, it's a lot, and my body is still trying to adapt and adjust to that type of schedule. So it's been months. Like I've been at this job since January, and I still haven't found that groove that allows me to, I haven't found a rhythm yet, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, you guys go ahead. I am getting ready to leave here. Sarah and I are going to go get out of the house for a few minutes. I got a couple things I need to do. But yeah, so I'm actually in shorts because it's so hot out. But I need to go buy more shorts because these are too big on me and they're going to fall off me when I get up. So, you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming and hanging out, and we will see you in the next video. Like I said, I can't really give a set time, but you guys are amazing, and thanks for hanging out. Bye.